Now here's the story about a little ant who just wouldn't ever give up.
Alright, welcome to part 3 of Uzik's Ultimate Darkfall and Holy Wars Guide. In this section I'm going to go over how to get some beginner prowess going to solo spawns and trying to get those beginner feats completed. The reason for this is largely that I've seen a lot of people either saying A, that you can't play Darkfall if you play solo, or B, just people saying that, well, they're having some trouble getting prowess, which is the equivalent of experience points and such. So what I'm just going to do is go over the basics of prowess and then just show a couple starter spawns on how to get the prowess. So the first thing is there are 3 basic ways that you get prowess in the game. The first is through killing monsters. You're going to get some prowess both on the kill shot when you actually kill the monster, and there are also feats that you acquire that'll be like kill 150 bandits. So say a bandit is 1 prowess per kill, you're going to get 150 prowess just from the 150 kills, and then you'll get an additional 150 prowess, say, for completing the feat. There are also hidden feats, so I'm not going to go into too much today, but I'll just show. So if you mouse over any sort of monster spawn, you'll see next to it there's a name. It says Freak. I'll post a link to the image that just shows what the hidden feats are, but there are hidden feats for pretty much every different monster level. They're hidden, so you can't really track them, but if you kill X amount of them, you get a lot of prowess, which is a really nice thing to do as well, but I'm not going to focus on that for this episode because that's a very lengthy process. So what I'm going to show is some different low-level monsters that I chose to solo those spawns. I will show basically how tough they are to kill. I'll go over a basic overview of PvE too from a warrior perspective, just to give you an idea of what you should be doing in PvE. And then I'll go over at the very end how to salvage stuff, which is very important because you're going to be looting a lot of materials, and then also how to spend your prowess. And then I'll just give a little summary showing how much prowess I made, and showing how many resources I got, how much resources and gold I got from the whole process. So hope this helps, and I'll be putting out other guides to follow, going over the more advanced monster spawns to show how to farm those too. So enjoy. Alright, so now I'm just going to show some PvE basics for a warrior class. And what I really want to show is just kind of the general method for doing things, and how I, as a warrior, handle... it's going to be a tougher low-end spawn, but it's still a low-end spawn. So just keep that in mind. This is a low-end spawn, but I guess a harder one of them. And I'm also finishing up my bandit's feat. So, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You don't want to sprint around too much. You can back up a little to kind of pull them out of their hit range. Try to make them miss their attacks. But you don't want to sprint around too much because sprinting uses stamina. The most important thing is keeping your stats up. 1, because you don't want the monsters to kill you, and 2, if you get attacked by people, you don't want them to kill you. So double reason to keep your stats up. So just gonna finish these guys off. You'll notice on the little red thing that you get on your targeter, after you hit something a couple times in a row, you get a critical hit, or a guaranteed critical hit, which does more damage than a normal attack. So it's just rewarding you for landing multiple shots. It does that in PvP too. And I just finished my bandit feat, so that was good. Bandits were nice because they give a decent amount of prowess per kill. The basic ones give 0.5 to 1.3 at my level of diminishing returns, and the tougher ones gave like 2.2, I think. They also drop a lot of R0 loot, and they skin for a decent amount of like blood and marrow, I think. So they're good. Yeah, I got a total of around I want to say about 350 prowess. I spent some of it while I was doing it, but yeah, it was was a good monster to hunt. And yeah, I mean, that's really the basics of PvE. You know, keep your stats up. Don't run around like a maniac. Just get the things down. If you're not killing it quickly enough, then peace out, and find something easier to kill in the meantime. Stay alive, kill everything. It's more important to kill everything than to loot and skin everything. I would place importance 1 on killing everything in the spawn, so you get the prowess. 2 to looting everything, because generally the loot you get is more valuable than the skinning stuff. And then the third one would be to skin items for prowess and for the skinning mats. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue on. So I'll have the review of all the different monster spawns, the newbie monster spawns, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I just finished the troll kill feat, and there are a bunch of people here right now, so I'm gonna head out. But I got about 350 prowess from the feat and the skinning, and I got enough loot to over-encumber my character, so I'm gonna head out to the next spot. Alright, so I just finished up my Kobold feat for 150 Kobolds. The nice thing about the Kobolds are that if you find a spawn, this guy's a little bugged out there. If you find a nice spawn with raiders in it, the raiders give you a lot of like 1.4, 1.3 prowess per kill, in addition to skinning and all that. And they also drop a lot of rank 0 weapons and armor, which you'll see later on is very good for salvaging. And they also drop an okay amount of gold. So yeah, the Kobold feat is done. Quick, took about 30 minutes at this spawn. A couple people showed up at one point and took some kills from me, but it wasn't a big deal. And if that would have been a persistent problem, I would have just found another Kobold spawn to go to. So, alright, off to the next spawn. Alright, so I am just finishing up my Goblin feat. I just finished it. I just gotta take care of all these leftover spawns and get all the stuff looted and skinned. The spawn I am doing the feat at has Goblin Marauders, which are really nice because they skin for rawhide, they drop a decent amount of gold, and they drop some other nice loot as well. Just gotta make sure you keep your stats up while you're fighting them. Don't stand still too much. Move around. They generally get less hits on you the more you move. So, it may look a little spastic to some, but it works well. Yeah, I guess I have quite a lot of corpses to go. I'm surprised that the spawn hasn't let up for a bit, but it really helped me get the feat completed quite quickly. So I will. I got about in total. I spent a lot of the prowess while I was doing it. I probably got about 350 prowess from the feats and from just the skinning and the kills as well. So yeah, it's pretty good for minimal effort. So I'll see you guys at the next spawn. Alright, so I just finished my spider kill quest, or feat, sorry. It gave me about 250 prowess. Not a huge amount, but it was pretty easy. The spawn here is pretty quick, and spiders take 2 to 3 hits. They don't really drop anything of value. They skin for a couple things, but they have a pretty bad failure rate on skinning. So definitely not the best low-end monsters I farm, but 250 prowess is 250 prowess. So, right. Alright, I just finished up my zombie feat. It also, I got the undead one completed as well, so it ended up being about 270 prowess, I might have gotten more, but there was someone here skinning corpses, so you know you can't always get a spawn by yourself. So, but it was still good, 270, and it only took me maybe 20 minutes, probably less than that. So it's good, easy 270 prowess. Alright, so I just finished my skeleton feat. I got about 300 prowess from it, between the feat and some skinning stuff. And they also drop a lot of R0s, some gold and stuff. Pretty worthwhile. I mean, they're exceedingly easy to kill as well. So another pretty decent newbie feat. I'm just gonna finish this. Spawn my mount. I mean, I generally recommend you take a mount with you when you go PvEing, just because it basically greatly increases your survivability. And if you become over encumbered like this, you can still kill newbie monsters over encumbered. And then if PvP pops up, you can just spawn your mount and run away, and you're fine. So yeah, so that's skeletons. One more feat I'm gonna do, so I'll see you soon. Alright, so I'm about to go into the next spawn that I'm going to cover, which is Scumlings. Scumlings are located inside dungeons inside all of the capital cities. So right now I'm inside the Dwarven capital city, or Tovar capital city, which is Kor Ymir Hall. I'm just going to show on the map quick. So it's up here in Dwarfland. I'm going to zoom in to show you the icon for a dungeon portal right over here. So that's what all the portals are going to look like, and I'm just going to show you quick how to interact with it. So let me just get out of here. Also, I think it's nice to notice how this is. I mean, I like Ymir's tier, which is the Dwarven capital in Darkfall 1. I think they did a really nice job putting together this city as well. It kind of has the whole industrious, subterranean feeling going. Yeah, I mean, it's a really pretty city. It's nice. It doesn't lag terribly either. Like, considering all the fires and glowing crystals and spinning crap, it actually still runs pretty smoothly. So I'm just gonna ride around to this dungeon portal and just show how to interact. So I don't know how many dungeons they really have in game yet, but they had a good amount in Darkfall 1. So I'd say after a couple weeks they'll probably have a substantial amount of dungeons in the new Darkfall as well. The difference from the dungeons, as opposed to just hunting anywhere else in the map, are that you have to activate a portal to go there, and it's not open world PvP. It's not instanced at all, so it's not an instanced area. There's only one. When you go through this dungeon, that's the one dungeon of this type. So other people can go in and kill you and such. It's just not on the same. Same zone, I guess you would say. So I'm just gonna get rid of my bear. And dungeons are nice. They usually have better loot, better chests, special chests to use. So you just walk up to the dungeon, you hit H, you get a little use bar. This can be interrupted if you get knocked away. Damage itself won't interrupt this, but if you get moved out, so your mouse, goes away from targeting it, it would interrupt it, and you have to, do it over again. So this is this sewer dungeon is pretty much the same format for all the capital cities. So it's kind of like a baby dungeon almost. It's not as detailed or as large as others, but I think it's mainly just to kind of give you an idea of what dungeons are for, how they work. I mean, it's a nice looking dungeon, but it's it has like arrows pointing, a skull over here. So it's kind of just to show you how dungeons work. So, I mean, the spawns might be tougher in a lot of dungeons too. Some of the dungeons in Darkfall 1 had really tough spawns, but they were really rewarding in terms of PvE. And they also would become PvP hotspots because people would be coming into them to find people farming and kill them and such. So these are the Scumlings that I'm going to kill for this feat. There's also a couple, I think, zombies and skeletons. Just loot this guy quick. They actually, I mean, they don't drop a lot, but they drop a wide variety of materials, resources. They skin for rawhide. so you can get a lot of leather and stuff from here. It's probably going to have people in it. There are probably going to be people farming it because it's yeah, you see a lot of tombstones. It's a quick spawn. They're really easy to kill. See that guy just blasted in one hit. But it's an easy way to complete this the Scumling feat pretty quickly, which is a I want to say it's like a 70 prowess feat. I think between all the killing of the Scumlings, skinning all their corpses and stuff, I think I got around 300 prowess. So it was pretty nice. I just finished this. I'm just showing the dungeon overlay. But so and there's a little area back here that has some of the tougher Scumlings. Let's show nice little dripping water, and you hear the ambient sound. It's pretty cool. The torch lighting effects is really nice. Well, that's one of the things they really did well in Darkfall and Holy Wars, was this whole shading and lighting and stuff with the particle effects. So, whoops. Alright, so this is the little... in Darkfall 1, this dungeon had a Scumling Queen in it. I don't think it has a Scumling Queen anymore. But, yeah, see, these things are all dead. There's a little treasure chest here. It's on a... I think it's on a global timer, so... yeah, it's empty. And like, if you see chests, just walk up to them, hit use. Some chests require a key, a special type of key to open, but other ones you just have to use. So these are the Scumling guards. They take 2 hits instead of 1, as opposed to the basic Scumlings. The other thing to note in this dungeon, there are a couple ore nodes. I think there are 3 or 4. There's one over here. There's those 2 over there, which you know, you can just hit those and get some ore as well, which is nice. So I'm gonna run back out to the main area and just show you the dungeon exit. So all the dungeons are going to have an exit. They are generally at, I don't want to say the end, but at a pretty far point from the entrance to the dungeon. So when you go in, it's generally a good idea before you start killing monsters and hanging around to figure out where the dungeon exit is. So if you need to get out in a hurry, you can do that. I mean, if you do get lost, you can always just Bindstone recall, and that would take you... Oh, I guess they have a... I did not even know this. Wow. So they have maps of dungeons now. That is really interesting. That's a big addition from Darkfall 1. So apparently if you hit your map key and you're in a dungeon, it opens up a map that shows you where the dungeon portal is. It shows you all the monster spawns, and yeah, that's really nice. Okay, so that makes things a lot easier. And then when you want to leave the dungeon, you just hit H again, and same concept. If they knock you off this thing, it can interrupt it. So if you're trying to run away from someone who's trying to kill you inside a dungeon, you know, they can interrupt it and stop you from exiting. And then once you exit the dungeon, it puts you in I don't know if it's exactly a set location or a random location nearby, but it's going to drop you nearby the entrance that you used. I'll just wait for it to load to see exactly where I come in. Come on. It'll take a second to load because I guess Emir Core Hall is or Core Emir Hall is a fairly substantial city. But dungeons are definitely it's a good place for PvE, and it's also a good place to find PvP because you know the two kind of go hand in hand. People are going to be looking to get materials and stuff from PvE, and then people are going to be looking to kill and take those materials from them. So dungeons are usually a good hotspot for that. Come on. And also, just I'll mention again at this point, if you don't have an account on the Darkfall official forums, you really should create one. Darkfall gets a bad rap. Oh, actually, this is not. Huh, that's interesting. This is not the dungeon entrance. This is actually on the other side of the city. Wow. So I was surprised twice today. I honestly didn't realize that. So I don't know if they're going to use that mechanic more in Darkfall and Holy Wars. In the original Darkfall, it was pretty much you exited the dungeon close to where you entered. But yeah, this could be something that they do more of now. Maybe they have, you know, little dungeons and stuff to take you places. That would be pretty cool. So, all right. Well, I hope that you know, you give dungeons a shot. You know, they're good for prowess. They're good for loot, and later on they'll be good for PvP as well. Alright, so I am finishing up my last feat here that I'm going to go over for the newbie feats. These are Heilehims, or Heilehims, whatever. They are for the plant cutter feat. They're pretty easy to kill. They cast I guess an acid bolt spell that does a decent amount of damage. They're very nice because they drop steed grass when you kill them pretty frequently. It's a pretty common drop off them. Skinning them is kind of tough, but yeah, I mean the seagrass drop is really nice. It's I'd say maybe 10% chance almost. It's pretty high. So yeah, these are called Heilehims, and yeah, they're these little plant guys. And that's going to be the last newbie feat. So I got I want to say about 100. 150 prowess total from killing these guys. I guess it's actually a little more because when you count the prowess you get from each kill blow. But yeah, and I've also gotten probably about 10 steed grass as well. So, all right, now all I'm going to do is just kind of review all the loot I've gotten through this, go over how to salvage, and then just give a brief overview of how I'd recommend spending your prowess and what to do from there. Alright, so I have a bunch of unspent prowess right now, and I'm just going to buy one of my class-related skills that is very important for a warrior to have. So I'm just going to go up to this guy, the Battle Master, and hit use on him, and you're going to see in his little vendor or NPC menu, you have a bunch of different things: Skirmisher, Combat Skills, and Warrior. So I'm going to double click Warrior, and it brings up all the available skills. If you mouse over, it gives you a little description, and then it says how much prowess it costs. So I'm going to buy Stampede. You just double click it, and it's added. And ate up 1500 prowess. And now if I open up my radial menu, you'll see that I have Stampede here. So I can drag Stampede down to my radial, and then I have access to Stampede, which is a movement speed buff. So yeah, that's as simple as it can get to buy those extra skills. The mages go to what's he called? The Spellmaster. So skirmishers and warriors go to the Battle Master. If you just open your map and mouse over the vendors, it'll tell you. So Skirmisher, Warrior go to the Battle Master, and Primalist, Elementalist go to the Spellmaster, and you can buy all your abilities there. Alright, so right now I'm going to just quickly show Salvaging. So Salvaging is a skill that they added in Darkfall and Holy Wars that lets you take items that you may not want to use and try and revert them back into some of the raw materials, or refined materials I should say. So what I've basically done is I've separated loot that I've gotten into 3 separate bags. I have a bag for items that are created at an anvil, which are things like swords, shields, armor, those type of things. And by armor I mean warrior armor, so metal armor. I have a bag for the workbench, which is anything that was created at the workbench, so leatherworking, tailoring, bows, that type of things. And then I have a bag of things that were created at the laboratory, which is pretty much, as far as I can tell, just staves. So the reason why I have these bags set up is because when you go to salvage something, you walk up to the crafting station, you hit your use key, open the salvage menu from here. You can drop an entire container to be salvaged, because salvaging is a very, very lengthy process. So I'm going to click and drag this entire bench bag up here into the salvage thing, and see it's going to take 20 minutes to salvage this stuff. So this is something you do, you're going to go out and get some lunch or something, so you just click the salvage, you let it go. It costs money. Whatever the crafting cost of the items that you're trying to salvage, that is what you have to pay to try and So whatever it costs to craft the item, that's what it costs to try and salvage. So it's very costly to do this on higher level stuff. I wouldn't necessarily recommend even trying higher level stuff until you max out your salvaging, just because it's so expensive. But so what you do, you hit begin salvaging, and it shows you salvageable items. One leather shows you the current item that you're salvaging. We'll give it a shot and see if it picks it up. So okay, so I didn't successfully get anything from it that time. You have a pretty low success rate. I think I got one or two. Yeah, I got one leather from something. So anyway, so the point is that it's all this gear, rather than just selling it to the NPC for 1 gold each, you can try to salvage it, and that way you can get refined materials back, which are much more valuable than gold. So that's salvaging for you. Alright, so I just finished all the salvaging, all the feats are done. I have all my loot gathered together. I refined any of the raw materials I had. So first off, prowess gains. I got 2.6k prowess from going through the feats I mentioned. It took me about 6 hours to complete. It may sound like a decent amount of time, but considering that this was all done solo, and I didn't die at all, if I got attacked, I was able to get back to the safe zone, no trouble. I think it mainly just shows that if you're willing to actually look around for places to go and actually just try to kill stuff by yourself, you can make a good amount. And that 2.5k would go towards having your 3rd level booster, getting your stats up a little, getting your newbie skills up, and then that'll help you go on to the next portion, which will be tougher feats. So I just want to review what I have in terms of money. I didn't find all my rawhide. I got a ton of rawhide. I have a total of 3.7. That's what it says. 3.7k, and that's after I refined everything. 221 iron ingots, 335 leather, 116 wood, 24 cloth. Countless, lots of carrots. I'm sure I have lots of potatoes too somewhere. All this the skinning mats. I have lots and lots of the skinning mats. A couple essences, some elementalist and primalist stuff. 13 steed grass. So it's really a good amount of resources that I've been able to get through this as well. So I can really, 220 iron ingots and that number of leather and that gold. I could level my own smithing up to 25, craft myself some scale sets. I could get up to rank 10 weapons, and kind of go on to the next level. So that's pretty much it. At this point, I'm going to start working on my tougher feats. I'll just record the general progression I'm going through. I'm going to be going for the hidden feats in the game, which are a big prowess gain on top of the ones that are listed. So yeah, so stay tuned. Hopefully in the next couple days I'll put something out, and I hope this was helpful to people who are looking as to how to go out in the game solo and to get some prowess and resources to get their characters started. So thanks for watching.